he joins us, man. We appreciate you coming on.
Yes, Charles, always good to see you. You know, we're back at SWAC Media Day where our wonderful relationship continues to blossom. I got a question for you. What do you think about the predicted orders of finish?
Well, of course, I'm not surprised at Southern and Jackson State. I just talked with Carlos Brown about it. Who was going to be number two, and the people who vote, by the way, are the SIDs and the coaches. So you got new coaches, so that whole thing, the attitudes are different. I thought, Alcorn beating Prairie View. I thought it was going to be either Alcorn or Prairie View number two, and they obviously had Alcorn. So I'm not surprised there. Tremaine Jackson, he's talking a lot of stuff. He's confident his team can get it done, but I'm not surprised. I mean, the voters usually go with the teams that won it last year to repeat. Not surprised there, but to have Alcorn pick two. Remember, last year we were picked to win the West.
Yeah, so that was what I'm trying to figure out. And you just made a comment about new coaches, and you said that they're just going to vote with the trend who won last year. So how do we get Southern, Alcorn, PV, Texas Southern, Grambling, UAPB? Now, the 1 and the 6 we can casually agree on, but with the what we know about the quarterback play and the inconsistency at Alcorn State over the last year, what do you think makes one believe that we're number two?
I would just say if you just look at UAPB, remember if you saw the game last year with Hagans and Giovanni Gibson there in the transfer portal and Coach Hampton starting all over again, I think offensively. Then you got Texas Southern, you got second-year Coach Dishman. So they're still trying to put it together. Prairie View was a team, I thought, they made the change, but I thought Coach McDowell did a good job. So I always had Southern, Alcorn Southern, PVU. And I'm just looking at the fact that we beat PVU last year. That's what I would go with. But, voters have different things. And, Southern University, their defense was good. They got a sophomore quarterback in Woods who will probably be the starter. So that's going to be interesting. And we got Southern in November, and who knows what's going to happen between August and November. So I'm not surprised. And even on the eastern side, Jackson number one, but then Alabama State FAMU. Alabama State had a wide receiver play quarterback, and so now Andrew Body, who was interviewed recently, he's still trying to work his way back, and so it sounds like he may not be ready to go. So that's going to hurt. Even though Alabama State's defense is good. Offensively, it was a struggle. So that's why I would give FAMU the nod over Alabama State.
Well, as we were talking about last night, they had a floating conversation that was very intriguing about the divisions. And one person, and I believe that they were a little emotional about their team, they believe that Jackson should be moved to the West and another team should be brought in to replace those. How do you feel about that construct? Because I just think Jackson State people just want a easier way to the crown.
Well, you got Morgan at quarterback. I thought what Jackson State did, they're actually, in my mind, were ahead of schedule.
Wow.
I thought what they did last year, they would do this year. They had 50,
you think they're ahead of schedule?
Yeah, they had 50 new players,
right?
According to T.C. Taylor, 50 new players, 6 new coaches,
right?
And with that, it could take time to work its way through. So I thought maybe what they did last year, they might do this year. But they obviously were good last year. Morgan really stepped up. And they won the trifecta: the division, the conference, and the Celebration Bowl.
Right.
And so, they're loaded for bear again. We'll see. You don't hear a lot of boastering or bragging about what they're doing. They're just going about their business. So I think Jackson's the best team in the East. But then, who's the second best? Who's the third best?
Right. So let me ask you this about the West. Full transparency. We do believe that the Braves can compete for the West. Simply fundamentally on our defense. Our defense is going to be really, really good. Outstanding defense. Coach Thomas and his group have done an excellent job with that defensive component. Do you think we're just some offensive consistency away from being the Western champion?
Yeah, I fully believe that. Coach Frederick, I just talked with him. He said our offensive line is off the charts. We're deep there. I think that's going to be a huge plus for us. We're going to talk with Sewell, our running game. We're known for running the football. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be there. Our offensive line's going to hold up. It's just a matter of Trey Lawrence right now, quarterback. Who knows? I mean, that's kind of what we're hearing, but that'll play itself out once we get ready for Northwestern State. But at that position, just have to be solid there, serviceable and solid. And if we can get good play there with our defense, our offensive line holds up, I think we can win those games that we didn't.
The closer games.
Yeah, that could get us there.
And we got 5 home games this year, and this should be, I believe, 5. 5 home games, I think. And let's get down to the other part, too. We got such an amazing atmosphere at the reservation, as we call it, and we've just been talking about it, and I believe Black College Sports Network will be there for the first time in a while, or their first time ever coming in. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for those to see, what makes Alcorn State University unique on a Saturday. Jackson has what it has there in terms of that environment, but Alcorn State University, definitely a place to be. And I believe we have Southern on campus, which will be must-see TV.
Yeah. Grambling.
Grambling on campus, which will be must-see TV. And I think that in itself, and we hadn't talked about this, the much-anticipated Southern Heritage Classic with UAPB. We got a few ongoing bets on who's going to bring the most fans.
Yeah.
And some organizers believe that UAPB would outpace us since it was their home game, but I tend to believe that people like a nice place to go.
Yeah.
And I think going to Memphis for Southern Heritage Classic, I think is going to be an amazing piece. And I think we got coach coming in next.
Let's see here. Well, I was trying to see a couple of – let's see, we got Coach Hampton. We got Coach Hampton over there. Let's see if we can get –
and we got the wonderful we got T.C. Taylor over here getting ready for the SWAC Digital coming up, I see.
I think Dr. McClellan is coming up next.
And Charles, isn't this just a wonderful space? You got Dr. McClellan, you got FAMU here, you got Coach Thomas over there, and it's just an amazing piece. And the SWAC champs are always going to be, interesting to see what they're going to do.
Yeah. So we appreciate you coming on. We got some other coaches. We're gonna definitely talk.
Talk to you soon. Thanks,
That's
Charles.
Kelvin Carter, ladies and gentlemen, joining us. Talk a little Braves football.